Ladies and gentlemen, this is again the chicken doctor himself, and today we are going to look at the structure or the standard structure of a poultry house. What things do you have to consider when designing a poultry house? Point number one, a chicken house must be rectangular in shape. Very many people build poultry houses that are square in shape, whereby all the sides are equal. That's not right. And very many others build circular poultry houses, which is also not right. So a poultry house must be rectangular in shape, whereby it is long, as you see that, but narrow. So meaning the width must be smaller than the length, giving it a rectangular shape. Then another thing you should consider when setting up a poultry house, make sure that the poultry house is not surrounded by fruit trees. So you must not have a lot of fruit trees like mangoes, like guavas, avocados, especially trees that can bear fruits. The reason being, this will attract a lot of wild birds, will attract a lot of flies, which will be a source of infections for your birds. And also it will be a source of external noise, which will lead to a lot of stress in your flock. So another thing we are going to consider, a poultry house, we say that it should not be so wide, but it must have a rectangular shape. So when it comes to the width, a poultry house should not exceed 9 meters long. The reason is, when it is too wide, the wind will not have the ability to move from one end of the house to another end of the house. So it will lose speed when it is still inside the poultry house. So all what comes with the wind will be dumped within your poultry house. So you want to make it a width which is not exceeding 9 meters. Thank you for watching. We are still continuing, but I'm just reminding you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Chicken Doctor himself. Another issue here is the ventilation. In a poultry house, very many people close off the sides completely, which is not right. So what you must do as a poultry farmer, always just close a few feet, like 3 from the ground, then leave the rest of the house open with just a mesh to allow in free entry of air. So if you look at this side, it is just the mesh, and even when you look at the upper one, it is just the mesh, to make sure our house has very good aeration. Now I'm going to talk about the orientation of the house. A poultry house must be oriented in the east-western orientation, whereby as a poultry farmer, you look at a place where the sun comes from, which is the east, and then the place where the sun sets, which is the west. So the western side must be closed like that. And then the eastern side must also be closed. The way you see that side, it's also closed, the extreme end. But the sides, call it the north and the south, must be open with a mesh to allow in free circulation of air. The reason why we close off the eastern and western is that we don't want light direct from the sun to hit into our poultry house. That is very key, because if it does, it has some effects I will explain later. So all what you have to do is subscribe and keep in touch with the chicken doctor himself. You get all the information about this. So after that, a poultry house must be roofed well, the way you can see, so that rain and any other external disturbance don't gain access to a poultry house. Hope we are together on that. So we shall stop here for today. and we shall pick it up from there to give you more other factors to consider when setting up a standard poultry house that is not going to affect your production, that is not going to affect the health of your birds, that is not going to give you headache as you continue with your poultry project. Thank you very much, the chicken doctor himself, and thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Invite all other poultry farmers you know to subscribe to the channel, because it's going to be a source of a lot of information. Thank you very much.